As you guys can see, some things have changed around here.
Yes, baby girl is here safely, and we're so excited to share with you guys the story of the day that she was born.
So someone said, why was Josh not one of the groomsmen?
Let me explain. There was just some health complications for him that ended up happening, and it just wasn't able to work out.
I'm really proud of myself for going through each day because this is hard, but it's so worth it. I did it. I'm really
She's been really sick.
How am I supposed to ignore what's happening between JustKass and her husband right now? Because the way things are looking, it's starting to feel less like cute family content and more like a slow motion train wreck. If you have been keeping up, then you definitely know what I'm talking about. Fans have been pointing out Josh's behavior for months, and to make it even worse, the comments are getting darker every time. Instead of a happy new dad, he's showing up in videos looking drained, distant, and completely checked out. On Reddit, people even pointed out how bad Josh looked in the clips, saying it's worse than they expected and that something is clearly not right with him. And you guys, when fans are sounding the alarm like that, you know it's bad. Instead of giving that supportive partner energy, Josh looks like he's carrying something heavy that nobody is talking about. And the disturbing part, it is all playing out in real time, right in front of their audience. Is it just me, or do the divorce rumors actually make sense now? Because if this is what we're seeing on camera, I can only imagine how messy it is off camera. So let's talk about what fans are actually noticing, because it's not just one or two people making stuff up. This is a pattern. In Cass's videos, Josh doesn't look like the same guy we're used to seeing next to Cass. Instead of being present and upbeat, he looks checked out. Like he is physically there, but mentally somewhere else. And you guys, it is hard to watch.
Pregnancy, for me, it was a lot harder than I thought. I'm so grateful to be pregnant, but it doesn't mean that it's not hard. I've been so sick. I'm slowly getting over that. Yeah, it's definitely been a little bit different than I expected. The worst symptom would probably be just the nausea, just like the feeling sick.
One fan comment summed it up perfectly. They showed him and I just thought, wow, it is worse than I thought. I wonder what's going on with the poor guy. Another added, he looks depressed. And not gonna lie, when you go back and watch the clips, it really does look like something is off. One person even wrote, that's been my speculation. You can kind of see the development of depression across the videos the past year or two. Some people think it all traces back to their miscarriage. That kind of loss doesn't just fade away, no matter how much you try and push forward. Add on the stress of becoming new parents again, that's a lot for anybody.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, pull it out. Right back in. Deep breath. And go. Push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And let me pause here. Depression is not something to clown about. If what fans are picking up on is really what Josh is battling, that is serious. That's not drama, it's not gossip, it's a man fighting to hold it together. Not gonna lie, it makes the whole thing even sadder. If depression really is at the root of all of this, then the signs are screaming that Josh is not okay. And y'all, when someone's mental health starts slipping like that, the pressure at home only gets heavier. Meanwhile, Cass, she just keeps pumping out videos like nothing is wrong. Cute thumbnails, clicky titles, more perfect family vibes. But if you actually watch, the energy doesn't match. Josh looks like he wants to disappear while Cass is forcing a smile for YouTube. Now, once people started pointing out how off Josh looked, the speculation came flying in. And you guys, it got messy real quick. One comment even broke it down saying, I've thought for a while there was something wrong. I didn't think it's alcohol because that would leave an odor and would be obvious in their culture if they're still Mormon, IDK, which makes sense because you couldn't tell me Cass wouldn't have noticed something like that instantly. But that's when people started pointing fingers at other things. Prescription meds, too much weed, even medical issues with side effects that make him seem checked out. One fan admitted, I noticed it too. For them, substance abuse can be that's what Bridget was addicted to after trying it a few times and getting a tattoo. And I've always suspected Josh of enjoying some greens, but I've also noticed elements of possible depression in Josh over the past year or so. Another added, there may be a valid medical reason for this, and this could be a side effect, which is why no one is concerned, not even Cass, who is obsessed with appearances. I can see where the pressures and everyday life are hard for the guy, even with a wonderful new baby in the mix. And not gonna lie, that comment hit hard, because even if Cass, who polishes everything for YouTube, isn't trying to hide, then maybe something deeper is going on. Then you had another person bring up how dangerous it could be if it's addiction. They said, I think there's a big difference between using marijuana sometimes and doing it every day. When it turns into abuse, it's basically an addiction, kind of like drinking alcohol every single day. In my opinion, recreational use isn't a good idea, especially if you have kids. It doesn't just affect your health, it can also mess with your family, cause mental health problems for kids, and even tear families apart. Even if you're using it for medical reasons, it's still not great for your lungs or overall health. Of course, if someone is terminally ill, then it's a different situation with bigger things to worry about. On a personal note, my dad was addicted to drugs and smoked marijuana every day. My mom struggled with alcoholism later on, from her late 30s into her 50s, before she got sober. Their issues have given me a lot of anxiety and ongoing mental health struggles. Because of all of that, I guess you could say I'm pretty straight edge. And y'all, that is the part that sticks, because if Josh is really struggling with dependency, it's not just about him. It could blow up their whole marriage. As if the stress of depression and substance rumors weren't enough, you guys, there is also the massive weight of being new parents. And for Josh, that pressure is written all over his face. One fan nailed it when they said, I'm really starting to wonder how well equipped Cass is to handle all of this, especially with a newborn. That alone makes everything harder to manage. Whatever is going on, they need to get it figured out fast. And now with Benji and Tiffany heading to Maui for the next few months, it's even more concerning. Cass is going to be completely on her own. And honestly, they are not wrong. Adding a baby into the mix changes everything. Your sleep, your patience, your energy. If you're already struggling, it's like throwing gasoline on the fire. But here's where it gets messy. Cass hasn't exactly held back on putting Suede online. We've seen the baby in videos constantly, and yes, she even has her own Instagram. Some fans think it's cute, but others say it is way too much exposure for a toddler. And not gonna lie, I can see why people think Josh isn't on board with it. On Reddit, one person flat out said he looks annoyed by Cass oversharing their son, and you couldn't tell me that doesn't sound believable. Because if you watch the clips, while Cass is all smiles, showing Suede off, Josh looks stiff, like he would rather keep those moments private.
As you guys can see, some things have changed around here.
Yes, baby girl is here safely, and we're so excited to share with you guys the story of the day that she was born.
It's crazy having her here. She's literally perfect. She is such a miracle to us. And so today we wanted to share with you guys our entire journey of bringing her here.
Over the past 3 years, we've gone through a lot of heartbreak, but also a lot of miracles and good memories, hard memories, just a lot.
We're just so grateful to finally close this chapter and that we finally got our little happy ending.
Now, if this all wasn't raising enough eyebrows already, fans started noticing something else. Josh has been straight up missing from major family moments, and you guys, that's where the speculation really started to spiral. In Trey's latest video, he casually mentioned that Josh has been dealing with health issues, but no details, no explanation, nothing. And not gonna lie, the vagueness just made people more suspicious, because if it was something simple, why not say it?
So someone said, why was Josh not one of the groomsmen?
Let me explain. There was just some health complications for him that ended up happening, and it just wasn't able to work out.
He was actually there most of
Yeah.
the wedding. He just did not feel good. He
Yeah.
couldn't really stand, so he just was kind of off to the side. But
Yeah.
he was really sweet and supportive, and he came and wished us.
He was just said some
He was
really
really
nice
sweet.
words the whole
And
time. He was so respectful.
Actually, his parents actually made it to the wedding as well, which
Yeah.
I really love his parents. They're awesome. His whole whole family's awesome. I'm glad that they could make it too.
Fans immediately connected it to the fact that Josh didn't even walk down the aisle at Trey's wedding. Like, that's not some small barbecue he skipped, that's his brother-in-law's wedding. And here's where the disconnect shows again. While fans are putting pieces together and speculating about addiction or depression, Cass is still acting like nothing is wrong. Still putting Suede front and center, still painting the picture of a picture-perfect family. You couldn't tell me this isn't deliberate. It feels like damage control or maybe flat out denial. But either way, it is making things look even worse. One fan even pointed it out saying, I'll check the video and see, but aside from Cass, other members of the family should notice too. Maybe they're trying to do damage control, which clearly isn't working. Anyway, I hope he's okay because substance abuse is very hard to quit and it affects people heavily. And honestly, that's exactly how it looks. Instead of being upfront, they're editing around Josh, cutting him out of shots, zooming in on Cass and Suede, and brushing it off like Josh is just busy, when in reality, he is straight up missing. And you guys, fans are not dumb. They've picked up on the gaps. It's not just that Josh looks checked out when he does pop up, it's that he's completely absent from major moments. And not gonna lie, it is weird because Cass is still filming these happy family vlogs, but her husband is nowhere in sight. That is not family content, that's single parent vibes. Then you add Trey's comment about Josh's health issues, yeah, the picture gets even darker. If Josh is too unwell physically, mentally, or whatever else to show up for milestone videos and family events, then it is way more serious than they want anyone to know. And y'all, that silence from everyone around them doesn't just look suspicious. It makes the divorce rumors feel less like speculation and more like the truth waiting to drop.